So I am 38 weeks and 3 days pregnant today. I think in my last video I already said that I got the PUPPP rash. So today I officially saw my midwives and they pretty much looked at my rash and said that it was PUPPP rash. I'm not sure if there's like any way to formally diagnose PUPPP rash. Online there's some people that say that they've gotten a skin biopsy. Truthfully I don't know how that works because they don't know what caused the PUPPP rash, so I don't know what are the criteria that they would use for the skin biopsy to diagnose. Oh my god, I'm so itchy. To diagnose PUPPP rash. I've had it for, I guess it hasn't been that long. I had it for maybe a little over a week now. But it's spreading, so I'm not sure how much longer I'll have it for. One of the only solutions to PUPPP rash, they said it's delivery. So if she comes on time, I'll still have to deal with this for a week and a half. If she comes earlier, great. But there's also people that said that postpartum they actually have it even worse, or they've had the rash for weeks or even months after they gave birth. So I don't think there's really consensus on anything here, and I don't think a lot of research has been done because like they can't really offer you any solutions. It started really small, like I just had maybe 3 or 4 bumps on my belly. Once it kind of started to spread, it was like wildfire, like it just exploded. It did start where I had stretch marks, but then it quickly spread to like my arms, my legs. It's creeping up my back. I'm getting it a little bit on my neck. Right now is the worst, like on my hands and feet. I don't know if it's just because I move my hands and use my hands. So the skin there is regularly getting stimulated or something. I really don't know. But now looking back, so in the beginning I bought this Palmer's Cocoa Butter Formula Tummy Butter for stretch marks. This one. In the first trimester I used it maybe like 2 or 3 times. If you can see inside the container, I really didn't use much of it at all. And then in the second trimester I pretty much didn't use it. In the third trimester there was one day that I felt like my skin was a little itchy, so then I put a whole bunch on around my belly and my hips, and then within 2 days, like those were the areas that were full blown with the PUPPP rash. So I'm not sure if there's an actual connection, or maybe I was gonna get the rash anyways and this kind of just sped it up. But there's other people online that said that they use the same thing, or they've used like bio oil, but something specifically for stretch marks, and then they've noticed that they got the PUPPP rash after. So I don't know, I'm definitely not using that again. And it's just a little frustrating because it seems like not enough research has been done on PUPPP rash and people don't really talk about it. Like when I think of skin conditions related to pregnancy, the only thing I've ever really known or heard of people say is just like stretch marks, or your skin gets a bit itchy because it's being stretched, but they never mention anything like PUPPP. And if you go online, like they really have no idea what caused it. There's no solutions. Even when I went to my midwives today, there really isn't anything that they could have offered me. It's actually been a lot better compared to earlier this week, because earlier this week I was like literally losing my mind. Like I couldn't sleep, and then I would get itchy almost all the time. I couldn't find anything to, even when I itch, like it doesn't, when you itch, like it doesn't make it any better. It just makes you want to itch more and more and more until your skin feels like it's on fire. So then in the end it's like you itch and it doesn't help, but then at the same time you're making yourself bleed, and then the rash just gets worse, and then it's burning, and oh my god. But finally on Friday I decided to page my midwife. She asked me to get some liver enzyme tests done because they're scared there might be colitis of pregnancy, which is an actual serious complication in pregnancy as it does harm the unborn fetus. PUPPP is just annoying and cosmetically, not even cosmetics, I don't even care what it looks like now. I'm just like, stop itching, stop itching. just in case. I got my liver enzymes tested and they were elevated, but it's within a normal range for a pregnant woman. On one hand, it's good that whatever this is not actually harmful to me or the baby. But then on the other hand, it's super frustrating because no one seemed to really know what to do to help it better, and it just spreads. Like, you think it's getting better, but then you realize it's spreading, and it just can be kind of discouraging sometimes, and it's really frustrating. And it just feels like whatever you do, it's always like 2 steps forward and 1 step. No, it's more like 2 steps. No, 1 step forward and 2 steps back. That's what it feels like. Like, one little area is healing. You're like, oh wow, I'm doing good. But then other areas are spreading at the speed of like 1,000. But so far, I've kind of gotten it kind of figured out where at least it's working somewhat for me compared to before, because before, like, nothing was working and I was losing my mind. So what I've been doing is, first of all, whatever I'm doing now, I just found online. I recommended in any like pregnancy, like nothing professional. This is just on forums from other people who's been dealing with this. I would wake up and I have an oatmeal bath. You have to submerge yourself like pretty fully into the bath because my rash is covering everywhere. So I would try to stay in the bath for 20 to 30 minutes. I would do it longer, but our bath is not the biggest bath in the world, and for me to be so fully submerged, I kind of have to be in a really weird position, so I can't like stay in that position for too long. So 20 to 30 minutes, and then I would finish off the bath by turning it into a shower and use Grandpa's pine tar soap. At first, we went to Bulk Barn to get pine tar soap from the Soap Works because I googled it online and that's the only thing that really came up to for like pine tar soap in Canada. So we went, and because I did research, people have been complaining that pine tar soap kind of smells like campfire and it smells really, really bad. But when we got the pine tar soap from Bulk Barn, it didn't smell bad at all, and it looked super green and not brown. And then I took two showers with it, and the first shower, like, it was kind of working, and then the second shower, it's like, yeah, it works a little bit, but I didn't feel like it was working that well. So then I looked into the ingredients, and literally for that soap, the ingredient is peppermint essential oil and pine essential oil. So there's no pine tar in it at all. So I stopped using that. Then we got Grandpa's pine tar soap, which is like the brand. I guess it's like the original pine tar soap, but that's the one that everybody online's been talking about. It's a little annoying to get your hands on if you live in Canada. Apparently in the States, they just walk into any natural health store and it's just there for like, I don't know, $5 or something. Everyone's like, oh, it's so cheap. But here you have to order it online. They ship it to you from the States. So a regular bar of soap here for us would be, I think it was like $13 to get it through Amazon. Anyhow, so finish the bath with a shower using pine tar soap. I lather it really, really thick, and I just like cover it everywhere. I try to leave it on for a few minutes and then rinse it off. Some people say they experience an immediate relief from pine tar soap, but I don't. Like, while I'm in the bath, I find relief just because I'm covered in water. But in the shower using pine tar soap, I don't actually feel like I'm less itchy. But once you get out of the shower, I pat dry and sometimes I air dry, and that I do feel like gives me some kind of relief. I take the bath and the shower the first thing I wake up, and then when I come out, I would take a dandelion root capsule. Yeah, so dandelion root capsule. These are 500 milligrams per capsule, and I would take 3 capsules a day. Then Benadryl, these are 25 milligrams per capsule. I try to take it 3 times a day. Once I wake up, once around afternoon and then once before I go to sleep. Then the primrose, the evening primrose oil, and then the red raspberry tea is just for cervix. I also drink V8 juice. This is the low sodium because the high sodium V8 juice or the regular sodium V8 juice might increase your blood pressure, and then if you have edema or any swelling, it might make it worse. So I drink the low sodium. Drink maybe 2 cups a day or something like that. I don't really measure. I just drink whenever I remember. And then pure black cherry juice. So pure black cherry juice apparently has anti-inflammatory properties inside. When you get juice, you have to make sure it's not like a cherry cocktail. It has to be pure juice. It's not from concentrates or anything like that. If my itch gets really, really bad and nothing helps, then I put tea tree oil. A lot of people say that they mix it with coconut oil and they slather it all over their body. I don't do that. I just focus on the area that is bugging me the most at that time, and I just put it on. Like, you know how you can use tea tree oil when you have acne, you just put it on? That's what I do. I just dab it on and then I just let it be. It does dry out the rash, and it kind of have like a cooling sensation, so it brings some relief. That's about it. That's what I've been doing for it so far. I do think it's helping. It would be better soon because I don't want to deal with intense rash when I'm like delivering the baby. Because I'm planning for a medicated natural birth, I think I have to be like really calm and relaxed and focus on the birthing process and dealing with the contractions. And I know that if I'm going through intense itch at the same time, like I'll lose my mind. So hopefully it'll somewhat clear up before she comes. And so that's it. Other than that, everything else is okay, everything else is normal, everything else is good. Just the stupid rash. Wish me luck. Hopefully it goes away. And if you have rash, go online, go on the forums and research it. And then there's also support groups on Facebook that you can join and talk to other women who are going through the same thing. Because I think for people who haven't had the rash, they don't really understand and they'll think, oh, it's an allergic reaction, or oh, just don't scratch it, or you know, it's not. Like, it's really insane. So if you join those groups, you'll have somebody else to talk to, and then they can give you advice. Bye bye.